This is your WCIA 3 forecast first, sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical.
Well, good evening to you on this Monday, where we've seen another really warm day. Lots of Flooring America weather. I had Bratcher weather camera over Champaign-Urbana, and we've got some cloud cover that's actually moving in here. We had full sunshine earlier, but now the clouds, as you can see, kind of taking over here at this 5 o'clock hour, but it did not limit us from warming up. Look at these upper 70s, 78 in Springfield right now, 76 in Champaign. We fell just short of hitting that 80-degree mark, but still very warm. Maybe we can do that tomorrow. Look at this. It's still 61 at 11 o'clock tonight. Very mild temperatures continuing. But how long will this last? We've got some rain in the forecast later this week as well. We'll show that to you when we come back. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 5.
School can occur beyond the walls in the classrooms, the structure that we know as school.
School administrators are drawing plans to reimagine the future of education in a post-pandemic world. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jennifer Roscoe. Just as students get back to class, school districts are getting a huge cash infusion. Our Capitol Bureau Chief, Mark Maxwell, is live in Champaign. And Mark, classrooms could look a lot different after the coronavirus.
Jennifer, the Centennial High School here just happens to be under construction with doors and windows waiting for installation. But inside, educators here and across the state are looking to reimagine, rebuild the very foundations of how they deliver information and educate children after the coronavirus comes to a close. Helping in that transition is $7 billion from Congress for schools in Illinois. Today, Governor Pritzker came to Champaign. He and the State Board of Education have been encouraging people in public, local school boards, school administrators to use all that money to help expand programs and create sometimes programs that didn't even yet exist today.
The last year has been incredibly difficult for everyone.
We can't go back to the way things were at the beginning of 2020.
So up to the local school boards, they're making decisions with teachers, with parents, and so on, what's best for bringing kids up to the standard that they know they want them to be brought up.
It's important to note any new program created with this federal one-time stimulus money would not come with a guarantee that that federal funding faucet will remain open once that money runs out. That funding requirement could fall on the state or local governments in years to come. There's also the political and popular question about all of this, recovering from the coronavirus. Governor Pritzker closely aligning himself with the American Rescue Plan, calling it a direct result of the election results in 2020 with Democrats taking control in Congress and in the White House. Of course, funding education, wildly popular. Closing businesses during a pandemic, not always as popular. Again, Governor Pritzker pointing here to the upside, some of the new education programs that could be a result of this stimulus package, the American Rescue Plan. Reporting in Champaign, Mark Maxwell, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Mark, thank you so much. Taking a look at some of the dollars here. Champaign getting nearly $39 million in federal money in the stimulus package. Urbana is getting $21.7 million, 9.8 is going to Rantoul, and nearly $7 million going to Taylorville. The Muslim holy month of Ramadan starts a week from today. Those who observe can't have any food or drink from dawn to dusk. That can make it harder for anyone at the U of I to do the COVID saliva test. Students, staff, and faculty will be able to do nasal swab testing instead.
Because Ramadan is an entire month, the idea of having that entire month-long period where you're not able to eat or drink during daylight hours made the necessity to provide this accommodation something that we took a heightened interest in.
Students will have to contact the McKinley Health Center to request nasal swabs. Faculty and staff should reach out to the Office for Access and Equity. Both numbers are on our website, WCIA.com.
Here's a look at today's COVID numbers statewide. The 7-day positivity rate is up to 4.5%. States also reporting 2,100 plus new cases. 11 more people have died. More than 1,500 people are in the hospital with COVID in Region 3, and that is the area right there. ICU bed usage is at 71%. And then in Region 6, this area in yellow right here, 78% usage. Now, when it comes to vaccination rates, more than 18% of the state's population is fully vaccinated. Vermilion County is at nearly 15%. In Sangamon County, it's nearly 27%. And in Champaign County, it's at 29%. Champaign-Urbana Public Health District is opening its vaccine clinics to people 16 and older. This is only for Champaign County, though. Pfizer will be available to those 16 and older. Moderna and Johnson & Johnson are only available if you're 18 and older. Appointments remain limited and will remain in high demand until additional supply becomes available. For more information about what's happening, head to WCIA.com.
Indiana's statewide mask mandate ends tomorrow. That means local governments and private businesses get to decide their own health rules. People will still have to wear masks in schools, state buildings, and at vaccination sites. There are also no capacity limits for venues, bars, and restaurants. A barbecue restaurant in Champaign is planning to reopen after a fire. Little Porgies went up in flames Saturday. The fire department says it started in a commercial cooking pit and was put out quickly. The restaurant is now closed and windows are boarded up. Barbecue fans say when they reopen, they'll be there. Opening date yet, but management says they appreciate the love they have received from the community.
2 people are dead after a crash last night in Mansfield. The Piatt County coroner says Marvin Andre died at the scene after a single motorcycle crash. Another person was taken to the hospital in Champaign County where that person died. They have not been identified. The sheriff's office is investigating the cause of the crash. Investigators are also working to identify the person who killed 2 young teenagers in Delphi, Indiana. 4 years into that investigation, police say an anonymous donor is adding $100,000 to the reward fund. The total now stands at over $300,000. If your tip leads to a conviction, that money could be yours. We have more information about the case and reward on our website.
A 20-year-old who grew up in Muhammad has died after falling off of a balcony. Jacob Schleins went to Indiana University. He was rushed to a hospital there Friday where he died. Schleins donated his organs. We'll have more on the overwhelming show of support for the family tonight at 6. And the executive director of the Macon County Conservation District has died. Richie Wolf passed away on Thursday. The Rock Springs Nature Center was closed over the weekend and this afternoon to let staff and volunteers have time to honor his memory.
The Village of Westville continues to pay down a bill from its natural gas supplier that was triple what local leaders expected. Last month, it was charged nearly $300,000. WCIA 3's Jared Farmer's in the newsroom tonight. Jared, this all goes back to that severe winter weather we had in February.
Paul, Missouri Public Utility Alliance told me that's exactly why prices spiked for its customers. MPUA is the village's natural gas provider. And the price hike isn't exclusive to Westville. They're a part of a larger pool of 11 cities that buy gas from MPUA. Every community saw their bills jump, but they're not on the hook to pay it all off immediately.
We have been working to help try to mitigate the cost impact, at least the sharp impact in 1 month.
MPUA is doing that by looking for ways to spread that cost out over a few months. Leaders in Westville have said they're also waiving all late penalties for utilities for March, April, and May to help offset that burden on people living in the village. The city is going to continue the discussion about the gas company later this week. Paul, back to you.
All right, Jared, thanks for that update. Now, that meeting that Jared alluded to will take place Wednesday at 7 at St. Mary's Gym on State Street. That's when village leaders and members of the community will discuss the price spike and whether they should look elsewhere for a gas supplier. They're asking everyone who comes to wear masks and social distance.
Dozens of the country's biggest businesses didn't pay any federal taxes last year, which major brands made the list.
Plus, if you're on Facebook, your personal information could have been leaked online. How many accounts have been impacted?